A-Rod, start us off with Chargers at Raiders. Raiders with a ton to play for.
Yeah, they're trying to get in the postseason. I mean, of course, Tad mentioned in the top of the show all the scenarios they could get in either with the wild card or winning the AFC West in this one. They'd won that overtime game against Kansas City, which was huge because we all thought with seconds to go that Ryan Suckup, I mean, it was a 50-yard kick, but something that he was definitely capable of making. Probably would have dashed their playoff hopes and got them on a 4-game losing streak. However, they still have hope in this game. Michael Bush is 89 yards shy of 1,000, who we never even thought would get up to that plateau with Darren McFadden playing as well as he did before he got hurt. And then, of course, Carson Palmer. I mean, after I pick, I'm curious to see what your guys' take is on this trade, whether or not it was a good move for Oakland looking back on this. San Diego, they all went on their December run as we're accustomed to doing. They had that mini 3-game winning streak against Jacksonville, Buffalo, and Baltimore, just absolutely destroying those opponents. But then they didn't show up in Detroit. So now they got another road game in the black hole. They lost to Oakland by 7 on November 10th on that Thursday night game, which Phillip Rivers just was played so poorly in that one. I think Oakland's going to lose this game. I see San Diego having a little bit more fire, getting a little vengeance in their mind after that loss at home. Phillip Rivers has a good game, but even if San Diego wins this game, I see Norv Turner getting fired as well as A.J. Smith. I've been hearing talks that Bill Cowher has interviewed with the San Diego Brass. Look out for Jeff Fisher as well. I see one of those. I see probably Jeff Fisher coaching this team next year.
Do you guys think that Phillip Rivers deserved to make the Pro Bowl? He did.
You'd be going off this 3-game stretch when he got hot at the end of the year.
He made it.
A lot of it's on name. A lot of it's on what he did last year.
I know.
But look at the AFC. I mean, there's Tom Brady and Ben Roethlisberger and Phillip Rivers and
I would have liked to see Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton will likely play because Ben Roethlisberger, whether, with a high ankle sprain, whether they make it to the Super Bowl or not, probably out. Tom Brady never plays. So I think it's likely we see Rivers, Tebow, and Dalton. I think those are going to be your AFC Pro Bowl quarterbacks.
Do we have to, are we going to pick the Pro Bowl? Is that something that we do?
No, but I mean, that's, But the Pro Bowl is something
it's like the most boring game in the universe.
I don't watch it. Because the guys who get picked and the guys who go every year don't go. It's only exciting for the guys making their first Pro Bowl trip.
Yeah. And it's nice to get jealous. It's nice to get jealous here in upstate New York when you watch people play football in Hawaii in January. Yeah. Anyway, Chargers at Raiders still. You're up on Chargers and Raiders.
There's a couple different things that could happen here. Of course, the Raiders playing for a lot. I want to get to your question real quick, Roz. Bengals easily got the steal out of that Carson Palmer trade.
Yep.
With everything that they're going to get. And look out for the Bengals, Ravens, Steelers beating up on each other next year and the year after and everything like that. Though Carson Palmer did help the Raiders out, it would better than they would have been. I think they would have been better if Jason Campbell never got hurt. I think they might have been a couple games up and would have been maybe even locked down the division by now. However, I think the Chargers very comfortable in the black hole. They went on something like a 14-game winning streak against the Raiders for a long time before the Raiders last year swept the AFC West, won every game in the division, and I like the Chargers to win this game, even though coach on the way out, maybe they want to send him out on a good note. The fans are sick and tired of Norv Turner being the head coach. They're not showing up at games. If they get one of those powerhouse coaches you mentioned, maybe something happens with the Chargers and they come back and compete again for the division title. But right now things are bad with the Chargers, and A.J. Smith most likely out, Norv Turner most likely out, but I think they take the Raiders out with them, win this game.
I think that Oakland's going to win this game, Denver is going to lose at KC, and Oakland's going to get into the playoffs and win the AFC West. That's what I think is going to happen.
Oakland in.
That's an interesting playoff scenario, huh? Denver, then, in that scenario, is dropped out of the playoffs altogether. No more TiVo talk.
Did you have Cincinnati winning?
I do have Cincinnati. I have Cincinnati beating the Ravens.
Okay.
So then we have Cincinnati and
Oakland.
Probably the Ravens as wild cards and the Steelers as the...
Oh, yeah, because you have the Yeah, that's right.
And the Steelers as the 2 seed.
So you would have the Ravens going to Oakland, Cincinnati going to Houston in the first round.
Which means then you've got probably Cincinnati winning that game against Houston.
And
given
Pittsburgh
what's
beating
going
Oakland.
On. Pittsburgh beating Oakland.
That would put Pittsburgh at Baltimore and Cincinnati at New England.
Sounds like a great second round of the AFC playoffs, huh?
Yeah.